Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you should probably fix that.
Yeah, just real quick. Go ahead.
There you go. So Kevin.
So welcome to the new series of Koquam.
Oh yes.
Kino Corner with KOQ.
Yeah. It's a new thing we're gonna do with our movie reviews.
Yeah.
So
Eric, what did you think of Suicide Squad?
Well, Kevin, I thought it was mediocre.
Mediocre.
First, but it's surprisingly good. It's still mediocre at the end of the day.
Mediocre.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna hate me for this, but I liked it too.
You liked it.
Because of how.
I didn't say I liked it. I said it was mediocre.
Mediocre.
Yeah, you.
So that means it's not bad, right?
Well, it's not good. I didn't like it.
You didn't like it.
No.
Well, I liked it because it was so bad that it was good.
Like, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can go with Killer Croc.
Killer.
When he actually crocodiled his way into the sword.
Because dinosaur.
He was born in the sword, molded by it.
Born in the sword.
He didn't see the light of day till he was a man.
No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you think about all the build up to this movie, all of the stuff behind it, Batman vs Superman failing, Man of Steel failing, Warner Brothers freaking out over DC. This movie had to deliver, and it just kind of
did not.
Do not be afraid. Go.
Yes. Didn't. Financially, of course, it's delivering very well.
Yeah, very well. Very well.
Because normal people will watch it.
Better than Ghostbusters. So yeah, DC had this Wonder Woman is basically the final chance for them to redeem themselves. Well,
Wonder Woman needs to not pander to anybody because Suicide Squad it doesn't do any of that. And if you look at there's a lot of this negative press they're getting. I can guarantee you it's a lot of the stuff says this movie's really sexist, low rating. That's why it looks 27% on Rotten Tomatoes. It should be like 50, 55.
Probably.
Really, it was a pretty good down the middle enjoyable movie. It just had a bunch of stupid shit in it that made me.
Because what's the problem? The problem with DC movies now is because Batman trilogy with Christopher Nolan set the tone of this is a serious, realistic, gritty movie, and everything DC follows, and it just doesn't work because Superman is supposed to be the symbol of symbol and fun, good times, but then it's so dark and it's just depressing.
Superman is the guy that we're all supposed to strive to be more like. He's a symbol of the good in man. He wakes up and he realizes, oh, I'm the strongest thing on the planet or the universe, and instead of killing everybody, he just becomes a news reporter and saves people's lives. It doesn't need the same tone as the Dark Knight trilogy at all. It's a stupid decision to make them the same kind of movie.
And Batman v Superman tried to explore that, but it just failed so
It explores the idea, but it still makes you not like Superman.
Not at all.
You shouldn't be watching a Superman movie where you're like, this guy's kind of a prick.
Yeah.
He's not supposed to be like that. He doesn't come off as that.
And then Suicide Squad, just watching the trailer, you have the assumption that it's going to be a fun, good time. It's kind of like Guardians, and I really like Guardians. Guardians was a great film.
Because I walked into Guardians expecting to be mildly amused, because it seemed, funny but not too serious. I didn't think anything that would stick with me would happen, and then it was actually surprisingly good. It was it's actually really funny. And all the costume design is great, and the visuals are convincing, and the characters are actually fun to watch, and it's fucking great.
Yeah.
But then Suicide Squad had that hot topic.
The hot topic look.
It's gonna be fun, but also it's fun for the edgy people.
Yeah.
It's edgy fun because Marvel's too clean and kiddie. But I think that's where my main problem is. So, number one problem with Suicide Squad. It's supposed to be edgy, and it just sells out and becomes too family friendly.
It should have been a hard R.
It should have been hard R.
Like, there were so many moments in the movie where, like, if this was a little bit, like, it was an R movie, it would have been a little bit better.
Well, think about it. It's a film where the worst, most meanest people on the planet have small bombs implanted in their spinal cords and go do things for the government. They're murderers, they're psychopaths, and they work for the government, which is led by murderers and psychopaths. So it's supposed to be a really dark series, and in the cartoons they even make it really fucking dark. There's a sex scene in the goddamn cartoon.
What do you want?
I got an itch. I thought you could help me scratch, cowboy. Wow! Oh, good start.
Right, but then in this piece of shit, I mean,
Suicide Squad.
in Suicide Squad, they sell out. They, and I think David Ayer, the director, I think he was really going for something a little darker, a little edgier.
Because he made End of Watch, and End of Watch is a fantastic movie.
End of Watch is a very, very,
very well
fucked
made
up
movie.
Yeah, it's well done.
This completely falls apart.
So
that's also my problem with this movie, because they keep reminding us that, oh, by the way, we're bad guys. You know, like Harley Quinn literally says it, like she destroys.
We're the bad guys.
And we're the bad guys.
We're the bad guys.
And Deadshot constantly has the things where, like, I'm a murderer, I'm a piece of shit. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh yeah, Will Smith's always trying to convince us, you know, I'm such a terrible guy. When I mean, and you look at this universe, it's like, well, then everyone's an asshole. You kill people for money. The only people we've seen you kill on camera were fucking criminals in the first place.
Literally, Batman kills people.
Batman in this universe, Batman kills tons of people.
So it's like,
and he's a billionaire. So I don't know that Deadshot should feel bad about anything.
No,
but just tonally, in terms of tone, this movie really wanted to be dark and cutting edge and fucking scary. It went for it at times with the Joker. And I really feel bad for Jared Leto because he put all this time into the role, and they did all these scenes, and they cut out so much of his stuff because he's too abusive to Harley, and he's just too... He doesn't fit that quirky, fun narrative.
no,
like
he was a gangster.
It's kind of like how...
Like, he's a Halloween costume guy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, your friend, like if someone, like you know, like Quang...
Yeah.
Just decided to dress as the Joker for Halloween and had no idea what the Joker was about. Rather than just he's a criminal, he's a supervillain. He laughs a lot, and he's like
a clown with green hair.
Green hair.
So you'd put on a fucking purple dress shirt, and then you'd get some guns, and then you'd call it a day. Also, the damage tattoo had to go, but it didn't go.
No,
it's still here.
He was. I mean, to me, Jared Leto was so bad that it was good. Like his laugh was just like the count, you know?
Yeah.
Flyers!
The trailers just lead you to believe he's going to be such a big part of the movie, and he's not.
He's second billing.
He's not. He's so unimportant. You could have actually taken out all of his parts and just kept the scene at the end.
And it would have been a bigger impact. Everyone like, ooh.
Spoilers or no spoilers?
Who cares?
Spoiler alert. Joker
cut to this time frame.
Yeah, if you don't want spoilers. Well, the Joker comes in at the end of the movie to break Harley out of Belle Reve, which is the prison they're all in. And this is like the second fucking time he kidnaps her from the government. So why don't they just cut all the shit out in the middle of the movie that Jared Leto didn't get to actually shine in, and just give him that one scene to set up for Batman 2018? Yeah, of course not.
If there's a Batman.
There will be a Batman 2018. You know why?
Why?
Because Wonder Woman's gonna sell $1 billion box office.
Yeah, because the last time a female-led movie,
it's released in the summer.
Released in the summer, it did so well.
166 million, Kevin. It beat its production budget.
Yeah.
What about advertising? What about merchandising? What about everything else? What about franchising?
It's just, I don't know. This movie was. There were a lot of moments where, you know, it was good, and then it just gets ruined by the tone. Because again, it's just a shifting tone.
Because
the most important, my favorite scene was when Amanda Waller, right? You realize the plot twist. Oh, they're trying to save Amanda Waller, and then she's like, okay, get me out of here. And she just glocks like 6 people.
She kills about 6 innocent
you know,
people.
you're supposed to see Amanda Waller like she's a badass who doesn't take nothing. She's willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done.
Yeah.
And then Will Smith, you know, being Will Smith in the movie,
Yeah.
He just goes and says like, "Oh, that's gangsta."
Yeah, it's gangsta. Yeah, and that's not to take away from Viola Davis's performance.
No,
she was
no,
actually
she's great.
she was very convincing.
Yeah.
I loved her performance. You're supposed to hate Amanda Waller and be scared of what she's capable of doing, and I totally am. But to just make everything she does seem so trivial by making jokes about it, it's not a good script decision. I think it might have been a reshoot scene. Because I know they reshot a bunch of stuff to add jokes. You shouldn't have to ask where the kids are. You don't play that for laughs. But, I mean, they're good side characters. And then Amanda Waller's a side character, basically, and she's fucking great. And then...
Joker was a side character.
The Joker's basically a side character, and I actually thought his performance was 7 out of 10. If you call 10 Heath Ledger and 8 Jack Nicholson, then I would call Jared Leto's like a 7 out of 10. I swear, he was definitely good. I think he actually... I'd probably bump that up if I could have seen the rest of his fucking footage, because it sounds like those were the best scenes with him.
Which we'll see in a director's cut, right, Eric?
The Super Ultimate Director's Mega Edition.
The one that will fix everything.
Oh, you mean like the Batman vs. Superman Ultimate Edition that totally fixed everything? Well, I don't actually think they're going to make a special edition for this.
No.
I think they're just going to cut their losses.
Yeah.
Well, so let's stop ignoring the bad stuff with the characters, alright? What the fuck was Will Smith doing? What the fuck was Will Smith? No. It's a superhero movie, and you're playing a character that always wears a mask. Ben Affleck is a superstar, and he puts on the mask, alright? He puts on the
he has a reason to wear the mask.
He has to wear the mask storyline-wise, because he's hiding his identity. Deadshot is a fucking assassin. He has every reason to hide his identity. He's got a white mask that cuts off one eye, so he can only see through the cybernetic eye, so he can aim better. There's a canonical reason for this.
Yes.
So he doesn't put on the fucking mask.
But I don't read those comic book nerd movies.
Well, I mean, they're not all of them have him missing one eye. Some of them have him. I don't even remember what the mask looked like. You know why? He had it on once.
See, I barely know anything about Deadshot, whatever, aside from like Harley Quinn from the cartoons and everything. Right?
Okay, yeah, I know.
And I thought it was. Again, it wasn't a character. It was just Will Smith being Will Smith.
Yeah, because...
And occasionally they'll throw in, his daughter thing.
Yeah.
But it feels completely forced.
Yeah. Like, I understand that, you can't make every character fleshed out. In the comics, I'm sure Deadshot's not that interesting. And I know he's not. Because you can't make that many interesting characters. But to just make him Will Smith, I mean... he was basically Independence Day Will Smith... meets Fresh Prince of Bel-Air Will Smith meets the bad guy from the Daredevil movie. If you remember it. Do you remember Bullseye? Does anyone remember
Colin
Bullseye?
Farrell.
That was Colin Farrell! You're fucking kidding me! I didn't know that was Colin Farrell.
It's Colin Farrell.
Okay. Ooh, that's bad. That's a bad mark on your I mean, after you star in after you star in Daredevil, they'll probably never let you back into superhero movies. So, what do you think of Margot Robbie?
She was enjoyable. I thought she did all right given the script. There were some parts where when it was written like how Harley should be, it was good. But then there were moments where it just felt like, again, forced and just let's get the plot moving along. Well, the bar. That's the biggest gripe for me. The bar scene.
Yeah.
And then none of the relationship between Joker and Harley, because Joker and Harley kind of have a abusive relationship.
Yeah.
And you don't see any of that in the movie.
Well, because I think there's really good
it was
hints.
fucking weird.
There's really good hints for it, but the problem is they just don't explore it.
When you first get introduced to Joker and his crime bar thing, and he goes up to the gangsters, he's like, "Hey, you want to fuck my girlfriend?"
No, it's look. Here's basically how I read the whole Joker Harley thing. He sees the guy. The guy comes in. He's another crime boss, and he sees Joker's girlfriend, and he's like, "That's a bad bitch." Bad dialogue. The movie's filled with bad dialogue, but the Joker's like, the Joker sees this as disrespect, because he's a crime boss.
He's a crime boss.
In the
clown prince of crime.
In the Dark Knight, when he burns all that guy's money and says, "I'm only burning my half," or some bullshit like that. It's like, that guy just wants to see the world burn. This guy wants to make money. Well, the Joker doesn't need money. or an empire. He just kills people.
Or he wants to kill Batman, but not really.
Or just fuck with him for days.
Yeah.
Or that one storyline where he literally he convinces Superman to accidentally set off a fucking nuke and murder his wife and son.
Yeah, that was Injustice.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's a great Joker, by the way. But no. In this Joker's a crime boss. That's not my point. My point is that they actually accurately do what they're trying to do, and for that I give them some credit. But it just wasn't a good look for Joker.
Yeah.
Like he's just sitting there, and he's not looking at the other guy, and then all of a sudden the guy disrespects his girlfriend, and he's like, "Let me call her over, offer you a lap dance, and then shoot you for not taking it because I'm scaring you, aren't I?" But I wasn't scared because they kept fucking cutting away from all the parts of the Joker that was supposed to make me scared. So you know the opening scene between him and Harley, where she's still Harley and she's doing the hospital stuff, and he's in a straitjacket. There should have actually been a scene instead of whatever 5-second thing that was. Where
because there's so many flashbacks that don't get fleshed out too much.
Yeah, because they were doing a narration.
It was just kind of just randomly put in the movie to.
Yeah.
Instead of just
Puddin', get it? Puddin'. She had a thing around her neck that said puddin' the whole time.
Huh?
She calls the Joker puddin'.
Huh?
Oh, you got it the whole time. I thought you were fucking with me.
No.
Okay. Well, also, why did she throw... I'll get to that. I'll fucking get to that. No.
Really?
Okay, I will.
There's so
and I'll show you... No, because look... They narrate the flashback and they say she fell in love with the Joker. I don't want to hear that she fell in love with the Joker. I want you to show me that she fell in love with the Joker and then cut Killer Croc out of the movie. I take that back. I like Killer Croc. Cut Slipknot out of the movie. The 45 45 to 90 seconds that Slipknot spent on screen, cut him out of the movie.
But how are we gonna know it's a real bomb?
I don't know. Cut Katana out of the movie.
But then no Asians.
No Asians and less women.
No
I don't care.
Asians.
Katana wasn't really doing anything.
No.
My point is that
she was
okay.
She
Well,
was
then
cool when she
add
was
5 minutes to the movie. I don't mind. 5 good minutes.
Batman vs Superman was 2.5 hours long. This is only 1 hour and 40.
I know, because I can buy Margot Robbie as an actress. I do. She's not bad at all. And when she played the psychiatrist in those 2 scenes that she was still a psychiatrist, she looked the part, and she had the right attitude with the Joker that made me believe they're at that stage where she's not meeting him, but she's falling for the Joker at that point. I got it, but they just didn't show anything. So I would say cut a character out of the movie or just add 5 minutes. It would have made both of them more believable. But then, after all that, the Joker and Harley romance thing really doesn't work unless you show them together. And we just never see any of that shit. So it's basically a Harley Quinn movie where the Joker kind of randomly comes in, which is the opposite of a success recipe. It's not a good idea.
Because again, they try showing him as a main attraction. This is Joker's movie. Like the Suicide Squad's gonna stop the Joker or whatever. Or that's
something. The Joker's gonna fuck with somebody at this
but he
point.
never.
Because there's a scene where he's basking in knives.
He
and shit.
doesn't interact with the Suicide Squad at all.
No, except for that one scene where he almost kills every single one of them.
But then
without even talking to them, he just kind of shoots.
Does stuff.
Also, he had that really dumb-looking butler guy.
And yeah.
Okay, why did we just cut him out of the movie?
and he wasn't even the villain. It was the Enchantress. Which we will get into.
Fuck. Okay, look. Let's just. I gotta hurry through the characters. Okay, look.
Because
when he tells Harley, when he says when he says the thing in the chemical factory, and then he pushes her in, or she jumps in. She jumps in to the chemicals to become like the Joker, right? And then she's in them. And she's going to die, and the Joker walks away, and he's satisfied with himself. And then he gets mad, because he wants to let her die. Like, you can see it in his face. He's leaving. Okay, look.
I thought it was because he didn't want to ruin his suit.
Poorly directed. No, it's not it.
That's why he took it off, right? He didn't want to ruin his suit.
Okay, fair enough, but I don't think he wanted to go into the chemicals in the first place.
Yeah.
Because he'd already been in them, and they turned him into a monster. But that's not the point. The point is that you're supposed to understand that the Joker doesn't want to love Harley Quinn, but he does. Because he could have let her die. It wouldn't have changed anything for him. He'd still be the Joker. But he goes back for her every time. So they get in an argument in a deleted scene or something. They're supposed to get in fights, and then the Joker hits her, and they make up anyway. It's like that. Yeah, sure, that's what an abusive relationship looks like, but it's an abusive relationship that still functions on a narrative level so that it keeps us interested, you know. But this did not keep me interested at all. No. Like when she falls out of the helicopter, did he push her or did she fall? Who the fuck was doing what?
And she didn't break her knees.
Oh, the super slow mo, and then she does the perfect roll, and she doesn't scrape anything. Okay, and then when she thinks the Joker's dead, she rips the put-in necklace off of her neck and throws it into the rain. Why? If you loved the Joker and he's dead now, why would you throw away the thing that he gave you that you had kissed earlier in the movie? Like, it doesn't... Because there's a deleted scene somewhere in there where she has a fight with the Joker. I swear to God, it's got to be there somewhere. Alright, okay, fuck it.
Whatever, we don't want to character. Who cares about the characters?
No,
man.
Enchantress,
look.
Enchantress was a problem, dude.
She was the problem. She was a CGI boogie monster.
She was the problem. She was fucking dancing.
It's like
the whole movie.
she was dancing, but not sort of dancing.
She wasn't even trying, dude. What the fuck was the point? She looked like legit Enchantress. Like when June Moon goes into the cave, that was spooky.
It was spooky.
And I'll give it to them. I
That's
actually
spooky.
thought they were gonna roll.
This is kind of scary.
I thought they were gonna roll with that spooky the whole time. And
no, she was more comical to me than spooky.
No, because then, okay, I just watched Stranger Things. So all the zombies with the fucking messed up faces that like opened up a little bit. I don't know if you saw that when they were like, when she made them.
Yeah.
They looked like they had like flaps in their faces that all
look forward to our Stranger Things review.
Stranger Things was awesome. My point is they all looked like the fucking Demogorgon from Stranger Things. And watching them all get shot down one by one. Like Amanda Waller says, "Hey, you can't fight them. We already tried that."
They can survive with a headshot, and then like you see Will Smith like 10 minutes ago just going glide.
It's like, oh, she just made an entire army that can take a headshot and still fight. No, she didn't. No, she didn't. Will Smith just shot a ton of them in the head and they went down like a ton of bricks. Will Smith's power is not that his guns are good. It's that he is good with guns. Anyone's guns. It doesn't matter. So it doesn't make sense that he can just magically fucking kill all of them if they're supposed to be invincible. Excuse me for my unprofessionalism, Kevin. I'm sorry.
Cut here. Okay.
Alright. Look.
3, 2, 1. Wait, hold on. We gotta wrap this up. It's like 30 minutes.
I know. Alright, look.
Spend too much time.
End of the day, Kevin. End of the day, dude. This movie could have been a lot better. It should have been a lot better.
There is a good movie behind it. I really do believe there is. There's
a good movie in the works.
It was a hard R. But then again, I said that about Batman vs Superman. If this is a hard R movie,
I think I completely disagree with you on the Batman vs Superman thing. I think instead it needed to be a hard PG-13. Completely rebuild that movie. It was a steaming pile of dog shit. This movie should have been good. It had the cast.
Yeah.
It had the director.
Definitely.
It had those things. It had
a lot of things going for it. Like this is the time when DC can be like, it doesn't have to stick to the grittiness and can actually be funny.
Yeah,
like the problem was
like you can actually make a darkly humorous fucking movie.
Dark comedy.
It can be dark. And it can still be funny. You don't have to do the light-hearted 14-year-old girl comedy with the scene kid shit. You could have avoided the Hot Topic stuff altogether and still made a funny movie. The problem is that the reason this movie is making so much money is because they did that. They're making money off of what we consider an artistic mistake, essentially. Yeah. So I think in the long run, it's going to cost them money because it's going to be harder to sell stuff in the future with these characters because no one cares about them.
No.
And they botched a bunch of them. Diablo's dead. They wrote themselves into a corner.
Diablo's dead. Who else is dead?
Fucking.
Who cares?
Not really. I don't really know who's dead.
Who really cares?
Enchantress is gone.
So
June Moon's alive, but Enchantress is gone.
So her whole character is irrelevant now. And then
and I mean, what's reflected?
It's not like we're gonna see RoboCop ever again.
Look, and I mean, at the end of the day, who the fuck cares? Because in Batman 2018, all these characters except for the Joker and Harley will be irrelevant. And if you think about the rest of the Justice League, the Flash could fuck this entire team up in 3 seconds.
He was in the movie.
He was in the, what the fuck is modern day Captain Boomerang gonna do versus the Flash? Captain Boomerang versus the Flash, great in the 60s. Unless you buff Captain Boomerang significantly, this shit is not happening. I'm not buying this. If you said, okay, the Flash movie, the main villain is gonna be Captain Boomerang, I'd be pumped because I want to see what they could do with that. I would watch that movie 4 times.
but they're not gonna get it right. There's no way. I highly doubt they're gonna get Captain Boomerang
It
right.
would be like a Benny Hill movie.
In a Zack Snyder-esque world.
No, I swear, dude, it'll be like a fucking Benny Hill movie with like a bunch of funny chase scenes. It'll be the most comic booky movie of all time.
It has to be gritty and realistic and sad.
No, dude, no.
No fun allowed. Everything has to have muted colors.
Dude, look, can you imagine a 95-minute film that is just Jai Courtney fucking with Ezra Miller, fucking with Jai Courtney?
I would watch that.
I will watch that movie.
But it's gonna be terrible. No, it's gonna be terrible.
I would watch the shit out of that movie, dude. I don't know. I just think it'd be awesome. So look, in conclusion, there is a great movie behind this movie. However, this movie is standing right in front of it, so I can't say this movie's great. This movie is like 5 out of 10. You tweak a few things, it's an amazing movie, and by amazing I mean amazing by comic book standards. It's still lacking a lot of things in terms of depth, but whatever. You know, Diablo is a paper thin, two-dimensional character, but so is everyone else. I can't complain about that.
Unfortunately.
I know. But the whole point is that this movie could have been better, should have been better, and I think studio pressure ruined this movie. I think the movie that would have come out in June would have been way better. Because there were pre-release screenings saying this movie was great, and those same people came back when it came out this week and said, actually, we take it back. They did something. They did something to this movie.
Yeah.
So I just gotta say 5 out of 10.
So DC,
5 out of 10.
DC has some really good editors for the trailers, but then the actual movies it's pure shit.
I disagree with the trailer thing. I thought the Suicide Squad trailers were awful.
Yeah, but I mean Wonder Woman does.
The Wonder Woman trailer gets me pumped actually, and I hate DC right now. But I love DC properties. Studio's fucking me over right now. Oh, Wonder Woman looks fun. It looks.
It's not supposed to be fun.
Okay, but it looks.
You can't have fun in
okay.
DC Universe movies.
No fun allowed?
No fun allowed.
Look, you can't do this to me. Alright.
No. So, Eric, would you recommend Suicide Squad?
I would not recommend watching this movie in theaters because I think WB needs to learn their lesson about fucking with stuff. And they just need to not make any money off this movie. I think they need to let... actually, I don't believe in the director of Wonder Woman, so I'll not say it about Wonder Woman, but they need to let Ben Affleck take over for Batman.
She's a woman.
No, she hasn't directed anything in like 13 years, right? I can't remember what her last film was, but whatever. They need to let Ben Affleck, who actually, I can tell he cares about the character. I don't like Ben Affleck that much as a guy. He's a great writer and director, though. They need to let him take over and not question him so much, because what he did with the Batman half of Batman vs. Superman was legitimately good. And I'm actually dying to see 2 good comic book universes going at the same time. They'll both die like 2025, and we'll, like 50 years from now, we'll have a lot of fun but not that great movies to look back on, and I'm cool with that. Because the actual art is being made alongside this somewhere.
Yeah.
Like 10 Cloverfield Lane. You know? Like, there's still good movies being made outside of this whole big comic book schlock crap, so...
And I liked it because it was so schlocky.
You liked it because it was bad?
Because it was bad, so I recommended it if you really
theaters,
want to see something.
though?
Not theaters, no.
No, okay, here's the deal.
Red
3
Box.
months from now, when it comes out on DVD, get it at the Blu-ray, who cares? Get it at the Redbox, hang out with your friends, and watch it.
Do not be afraid. Go. Go.